What's up, guys? Did you know that when Daniel was fasting for 21 days, Michael, the archangel, did not come see him? Yes, it was Jesus. Let's take a look. All right, so this is Daniel chapter 10. We're going to start in verse 5, but I suggest that you actually read the whole chapter to get a better context of the story, and it will help probably paint a better picture, but I'm just going to get straight to the point here. So Daniel was fasting for 21 days. He was by the river Hiddekel, and so in verse 5 it says, "Then I lifted up my eyes, and I looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with fine gold of Euphrates. His body also was like a beryl, which a beryl is a gemstone. And his face has the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as a lamps of fire, and his arms and his feet like the color of polished brass, and the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude." All right, so where it says where his face was an appearance of lightning, just to show that he had a bright face, or his face was transfigured as a bright light, because it says his face is an appearance of lightning and his eyes as lamps of fire. So let's go ahead and take a look at that in Matthew 17:2, which it says, So this was Jesus, and he was transfigured before them, and his face did shine at the sun, and his remnant was as white as the light. So we already know that Jesus had this white light about him. Okay, so right here, the other reference would be Revelation chapter 1, 14 through 15. In Revelation 1, 14 through 15, it says, "His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire." Right? So his eyes is a flame of fire. Verse 15, it says, "And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they were burned into a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters." Say what? Michael wasn't there with Daniel. It was someone else. Sounds like Yeshua to me. What do you think? All right, let's dive back into it, and let's dig a little deeper and to get a better context. So this right here kind of really explains that this could very possibly be Yeshua or Jesus. All right, let's continue on. Verse 7. It says, "And I, Daniel, alone saw the vision, for the men that were with me saw not the vision, but a great quaking fell upon them, so that they fled to hid themselves." So as Daniel was by the river there was a group of people with him, but so they weren't able to see what Daniel was seeing, but instead there was this quake, and that scared them, and they all left, which left Daniel alone. So as we'll see in verse 8, it says, "Therefore I was left alone, and I saw this great vision, and there remained no strength in me, for my comeliness was turned in me into corruption, and I retained no strength. And when I heard the voice of his words, then was I in a deep sleep on my face, and my face towards the ground. And behold, a hand touched me, which set me upon my knees and up the palms of my hands." Verse 11, and it says, "And he said unto me, O Daniel, a man greatly beloved, understand the words that I speak unto you. And I stand upright, for unto thee I am now sent. And when he hath spoken his words unto me, I stood trembling." Verse 12, "Then said he unto me, Fear not, Daniel, for from the first day that thou didst set thy heart to understand and to chasten thyself before thy God, thy words were heard, and I am come for thy words." Verse 13, it says, "But the prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me 21 days. So 21 days. So the second that he was praying, it took them 21 days to get here. So it says, "But lo, Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help me, and I remained there with the kings of Persia." Whoa. Okay, so right there and there, it says that Michael was not even in the presence of Daniel while that was happening. He was off fighting the prince of Persia. That's some meat right there. That's some crazy stuff. So let me know what you think. There's, like I said, read the whole chapter. You can understand, but I'm going to tell you right now, that was not Michael who came and visited Daniel. I really, truly believe that it was Yeshua, Jesus. This prince of Persia wasn't a physical prince. It was a demonic prince. It was a part of the Nephilim, which we can get into in a completely another video. And people are like, well, why didn't Jesus destroy them? Well, it is not their appointed time to be destroyed. So so there was a fight. There is a battle. So when you go off praying and praying to God, Sometimes our blessings don't come right away, but be patient, be still, and know that God is faithful. And if it's according to his will, he'll answer that prayer. If this video blessed you, type amen and share this with somebody that you think needs to hear this.